This is the weekly sales meeting for December 18th, 2022. My name is Chris Fleming. You can reach me at chris@cdmediaconsulting.com or go to our website at cdmediaconsulting.com. Today's topic is Know Your Number. Some say selling is a simple numbers game. Most of who say such things have no idea what the numbers are. Sure, they can spout fictitious numerical values and call them KPIs or some other business school term, but the true measure of the sales numbers is simple. It comes down to three things. What business did you call on? Call this the who. What did you ask them to purchase? And how much did you close? That's it. Nothing less, but nothing more either. There are sales processes out there that want to reward people for busy work. I may have even run some of them and even spouted some of this before I knew better, or when I was naive. But in my advanced adulthood, I know this formula is the only true measure of sales health. So know your number. The rest of the sales process consists of activities that may get you there, but that is on the individual performer. That is not what sales management should concern itself with, really. Look at the three metrics: who, what, and how much, and find the matrix and mix of this that will get you to your goal. As the individual performer, your job is to identify the ingredients that will make that happen. How many cold calls to make, how many face-to-face selling opportunities lead to actual ask-for-money presentations. This is what you should know, and then go execute it. This is your concern, creating opportunities for yourself. It may vary by season, method of contact, or stage of development, but know your number. When you know your number, you are never at a loss for what to do next. You always have a plan to bring in more business. You begin every day with the same challenge, and you know the map to your own success. You will know what stage of development each customer or potential customer is in. Have you made the first contact? Have you had your initial discovery meeting? Are you in the idea generation stage? Are you ready to present? Have you asked for the business? Can you cut down the gap between the presentation and the decision? Did you get a yes or a no? Or worse, did you get a maybe? Or let me think about it? What is the next step, or are you starting over? How many clients do you have in each stage of development? Do you have enough? Know your number. When you know your number, you know what is in store for you every day of the week. Nothing is a mystery. You don't start your sales week blind. You know how many prospects you need to uncover. You know how many calls you need to make to uncover those prospects. You even know what trends are taking place in your markets to determine which verticals are in play. You pay attention. You know how to create your own action. You are blocking time each day for prospecting calls. You are blocking time every day for new customer outreach. You are blocking time every day for new business development. You are blocking time every day to grow your existing customers by expanding the depth of assortment. You are managing your own pipeline. And it doesn't consist of 1 or 2 deals in the works, but 10 or 15 in various stages of development. When one of them closes or goes away, you know the new number to replace it is not 1, but 10 prospects, all because you know your own number. You have plans to ask for the order on each business day. We are not talking about short-term, quick-hit opportunities, but strategic, long-term asks that come complete with a plan, an idea, and a unique creative direction. These are the customers that build up your baseline of operation and keep you from scrambling each month to make the month. It will prevent you from falling into the vicious cycle of not having enough long-term business at the start of the month, so you feel the pressure to close the short-term business to close the gap. Then every month is the same, except the gap keeps expanding and the pressure keeps mounting. Meanwhile, you forgot that advertising works best when it is done with consistency and over time. But you didn't give yourself enough time and space to build a consistent book of base business. This lack of planning stems from not knowing your own number. Do you know what cures this? Knowing your number. One way to improve your base of operation is to get your existing customers to buy one more thing from you. It is possible. You can ask people to buy one more thing. Many in the sales profession shy away from this. We believe since they are already doing business with us at a certain level, that is all we are going to get. You have heard the old adage, you don't get what you don't ask for. It applies here. Fast food workers, would you like fries with that? And sales clerks at the cell phone store, do you need an extra battery or charger? Have learned to do it, but many in advertising sales are afraid to ask for one more thing. Why? Make it part of your daily routine. When you are presenting and you get a yes while you are autographing the order is the time when the customer feels the best about it. It is the best time to ask for one more. Your chances of success are pretty high, especially if you frame it as a simple decision. Would you like to add this for X dollars more is an easy conversation if you are used to having it. Practice it, plan it. You can use it strategically if you know your number. Add your service calls to this list. Build these into your schedule. One of the biggest complaints about advertising sellers and long-term commitments is the lack of follow-up. It was that way when I started and hasn't changed much between then and now. Many are reluctant to sign long-term agreements with media sellers because they believe there will be no follow-up and no follow-through. Don't prove them right. Schedule it. Tell your clients you will see them every 30 days and schedule the appointments on the calendar. Send them a meeting invite. Market a strategic planning meeting or creative discussion. Stay connected to your long-term customers and watch their reactions change when you do what you say. You will transform yourself from being viewed as another seller to being part of that company's inner circle. You are now a trusted advisor, a member of the team, and if things get tight, it will be hard to get rid of you because you are bringing value to the table. You come armed with thoughts and ideas to help that business, all because you know your number. Ask for referrals. Ask for them from everyone you do business with. Earn the right to ask for a referral. Do such an amazing job in the service department, they are lining up to throw referrals at you. A lead that comes as a referral is like gold. Treat it as such. Know what the conversion rate is on referrals, and know it will be higher than prospects found through traditional methods. Can each customer provide you with one or two? Talk about removing barriers to entry for your next customer. One that is introduced to you by someone they know and trust can reduce resistance, cut down the time frame, and help with purchase reluctance and buyer's remorse. Make it a point to ask every customer if you feel you've earned it. It can cut down the sales cycle for your next long-term customer, all because you know your number. My new book, You Can't Lead from the Back of the Room, Nor Should You, is now available on Audible as an audiobook download. If you like what you've heard here today, please consider downloading a copy or two. You can always send one to a friend. Go to cdmediaconsulting.com right now and follow the instructions to order.